and here in Israel. As you can see, I'm here on the Mount of Olives, and I'm looking for cracks that you can see actually here in the flooring. If you look at the road over here, you can see that there's cracks that are starting to crack.
Imagine standing right here in the heart of ancient Israel, on the rugged slopes of the Mount of Olives. Feel the dry wind whipping through the olive trees, carrying whispers of prophecies etched in stone and scripture. Look closely. Right there in the cracked pavement beneath your feet, fissures snake across the ground like veins pulsing with hidden energy. These aren't just ordinary breaks. They're widening, deepening, as if the earth itself is awakening from a long slumber. And as I trace them with my fingers, a chill runs down my spine because this mountain isn't just any hill, it's the epicenter of biblical destiny, where heaven meets earth in a cataclysmic clash. This sacred peak towers east of Jerusalem, gazing down on the Temple Mount like a silent guardian over God's eternal city. It's not some remote, forgotten landmark. No, it's alive with the echoes of miracles, betrayals, and divine promises. Picture King David, heartbroken and fleeing his own son Absalom, scrambling up these very paths in tears, his kingdom fracturing behind him. 2 Samuel 15:30 paints that raw desperation. Then envision the prophet Ezekiel, eyes wide in visions, witnessing God's glory abandon the temple and hover right here, on this mount, like a storm cloud ready to burst. Ezekiel 11:23. But nothing compares to Jesus himself treading these slopes. He wasn't a distant figure, he was here, flesh and blood, pouring out his soul. Remember how he paused, overlooking the city, and wept bitterly? "If only you had known what could bring you peace," he lamented in Luke 19:42, his voice cracking with sorrow for a people blind to their salvation. Right on this spot, he unleashed the Olivet Discourse in Matthew 24, unraveling the mysteries of the end times to his wide-eyed disciples: wars, famines, false messiahs, the sun and moon darkening like omens in the sky. And then the pinnacle, his ascension. From these heights, he rose into the clouds, leaving his followers stunned. The angel's words still echo. This same Jesus, who has been taken from you into heaven, will come back in the same way you have seen him go.
Now hold your breath for Zechariah 14:4. On that day, his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, east of Jerusalem, and the Mount of Olives will be split in two from east to west, forming a great valley. Split in two, a mountain torn apart like paper. And today, reports flood in, cracks are forming exactly along that east-west line. Coincidence? Or is the prophecy stirring to life before our eyes? Your heart races as we dive deeper, because if this is it, everything changes. But before we unravel this mystery, hit that subscribe button now. You won't want to miss a single revelation on Bible prophecy, unearthed archaeology, or the signs pointing to Christ's return. We're about to embark on a pulse-pounding journey through time, faith, and the ground-shaking events unfolding right now. This isn't merely a geographical feature. The Mount of Olives pulses with significance across faiths. For Jews, it's hallowed ground, a vast necropolis dotted with tens of thousands of tombs dating back millennia. Tradition holds that when the Messiah arrives, these graves will burst open first, the dead rising in a triumphant resurrection. Generations have clamored to be interred here, betting their eternity on this spot's divine favor. Muslims too revere it. Islamic lore ties it to the Day of Judgment, where souls are weighed, fate sealed amid apocalyptic turmoil. Christians, Jews, Muslims, 3 Abrahamic giants, all fixated on this one mountain, anticipating a cosmic upheaval that will redefine existence. It's as if the very rocks cry out, demanding we pay attention. Now shift your gaze across the Kidron Valley, dry, shadowed, a natural moat guarding Jerusalem's ancient walls. There, embedded in the eastern barrier, stands the Golden Gate, sealed tight with colossal blocks, impenetrable as a fortress. Why the lockdown? Flashback to the 1500s under Ottoman rule. Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent ordered it bricked up. Whispers persist. He feared the Jewish Messiah's prophesied entry through this portal, aiming to thwart destiny itself. Ezekiel 44:2 thunders confirmation. This gate is to remain shut. It must not be opened. No one may enter through it. It is to remain shut because the Lord, the God of Israel, has entered through it.
Yet prophecy teases a reversal. The Messiah will shatter those barriers, striding through in radiant triumph. And guess what? This gate stares straight at the Mount of Olives, aligned like a divine arrow. But here's the jaw-dropper. Geologists have mapped a fault line slicing from the mount, through the valley, under the gate, straight to the Temple Mount. Recent alerts scream of fresh cracks spider-webbing the mount and even the gate's vicinity. It's like the planet is rehearsing, muscles tensing for the ultimate rupture. Your pulse quickens. Could this be the prelude to the end? What's really brewing beneath these slopes? Experts, scientists, engineers, officials have tracked subtle shifts for decades. Fissures widen on the hillsides, many landslides cascade down, graves teeter on edges. Blame erosion, seismic rumbles, subterranean waters carving hidden paths. But believers spot the pattern. These splits align east to west, mirroring Zechariah's vision precisely. Add in the tremors, Jerusalem perches on the volatile Jordan Rift Valley Fault, a seismic hotspot. Scripture links quakes to God's interventions. Mount Sinai quaked under Moses' feet as the law descended. The ground convulsed at Jesus' resurrection, rolling away the stone. Is the earth priming for the mother of all quakes? The one that cleaves the mount, unleashes valleys, and heralds the king's descent? Imagine the roar, the dust clouds, the sky splitting as feet touch down. Even skeptics can't ignore the alignment. It's too perfect, too prophetic. Sure, science might label it natural wear, but peel back the layers. These cracks mirror our fractured world. Societies splinter under moral decay. Truth erodes like soil in rain. Peace shatters in endless conflicts. The Mount of Olives' wounds scream a warning. This earthly foundation crumbles. Only one realm endures, God's unshakable kingdom. Hebrews 12:28 urges, "Since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us be thankful, and so worship God acceptably with reverence and awe." As this prophetic peak fractures, lift your gaze skyward. Jesus vowed his return. The Bible demands vigilance. "Keep watch," he commanded in Matthew 24:42, "because you do not know on what day your Lord will come." No calendars, no timelines. We can't pinpoint if these rifts signal tomorrow's dawn or a distant horizon. But every shudder, every crevice, every Jerusalem headline sets the scene. The holy city anchors end times theater. The Mount of Olives is the spotlight stage for Christ's unveiling. For ages, doubters scoffed. A mountain splitting? Metaphor, they said. Now, with instruments probing depths and quakes rumbling low, it feels tangible, imminent. Symbolism morphs into spectacle. Tomorrow or decades hence, the mandate rings, live alert. The mount cracks, the gate seals. Prophecies converge like storm fronts. Don't doze through this era. Awaken. Jesus encouraged, when these things begin to take place, stand up and lift your heads, because your redemption draws near. Luke 21:28. Trade terror for trust, chaos for conviction. History hurtles toward royalty's arrival. This isn't some quaint knoll. It's prophecy's pinnacle, prayer's bastion, destiny's forge. Jesus grieved here, instructed here, soared from here. Soon, his feet reclaim this turf. Cracks mar its visage now, affirming Scripture's vitality. The mountain groans. Creation aches for the sun's revelation. Geology or almond? Either way, it's a siren call to awareness. Watch unceasingly, cling to faith, grip hope's anchor. For one electrifying day, maybe nearer than whispers suggest, the Mount of Olives rends asunder. The Golden Gate explodes open. The King of Glory marches into Jerusalem, eternal reign igniting. You've journeyed with me through veils of prophecy and raw discovery. Thank you. Subscribe now for deeper dives into scriptural enigmas, unearthed wonders, and soul-stirring inspiration. And as ever, thanks for watching.